We begin this morning with the continuing fallout from the firing of FBI Director James Comey. Yesterday, President Trump tweeted a veiled threat at the former director not to talk to the news media. That has prompted charges that he's trying to silence the man who was leading the investigation of possible collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia.
In that tweet, Mr. Trump appeared to suggest his conversations with Comey could have been taped. The president speaks today at commencement at the Christian school, Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. That's where we find Errol Barnett. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, President Trump has been politically bruised after a remarkable week in which his administration struggled to explain why the director of the FBI was fired. But in making his case on television and on Twitter Friday, the president appears to have opened new self-inflicted wounds.
Well, that I can't talk about. I won't talk about that.
President Trump told Fox News he would not discuss the possibility his conversations with former FBI Director James Comey may have been recorded, as he suggested in this Friday tweet. Quote, James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press.
All I want is for Comey to be honest, and I hope he will be, and I'm sure he will be, I hope.
Top Democrats on the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees are now requesting copies of all recordings in possession of the White House in this letter sent to the administration's legal counsel. Like many Democrats, Senator Tim Kaine is suspicious.
President Trump has fired this guy because the dragnet's tightening on the Russia investigation.
But the president told NBC News Comey was fired because of how he handled the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
What happened, he had a lot of pressure put on, and he exonerated her. Should have never exonerated her.
Mr. Trump also disputes reports that at a dinner in January, he asked Comey for his loyalty. Comey told associates he declined the president's request, instead saying he would always be honest.
Did you ask that question?
No, I didn't. But I don't think it would be a bad question to ask. I think loyalty to the country, loyalty to the United States is important. You know, I mean, it depends on how you define loyalty. Number one. Number two, I don't know how that got there because I didn't ask that question.
The shifting explanations from the White House for Comey's firing led the president to suggest getting rid of press briefings altogether.
Well, just don't have them. Unless I have them every 2 weeks and I do myself. We don't have them.
Part of the reason? The president said there is unfair hostility toward his spokespeople, like Press Secretary Sean Spicer.
I think he's a little dismayed, as well as a lot of people, that we come out here and try to do everything we can to provide you and the American people with what he's doing on their behalf.
The White House also released a letter from Mr. Trump's private lawyers Friday in an attempt to answer questions about alleged connections between Trump associates and Russia. The letter, which only covers the past decade, reads, quote, with a few exceptions, your tax returns do not reflect any income of any type from Russian sources. Now, the acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, said that the agency has the resources it needs to complete the Russia investigation, although one senior source tells CBS News that there has been some interference. And today, the Department of Justice will interview possible replacements for Comey, including McCabe and Texas Senator John Cornyn. Anthony?
Errol Barnett in Lynchburg, Virginia. Thanks, Errol.